Hey guys, this is Raylina at Sunny Maple Homestead. If I look like a hot mess today, it's because I feel like one. Uh, Today I wanted to show you guys a little bit about some before and after for the farmhouse that we are renovating and the journey that has so far been done to get it to where it is, which, as most of you probably know, the journey is always longer and more expensive than you originally accounted for. We were pretty conservative in our estimates, and we left a lot of wiggle room. Let's just say we've gone away and above and beyond the wiggle room that we left. So I'm filling up some of our water buckets right now. So, because first, before I can show you anything, gotta do chores. So we'll go feed the chickens and water the cows, and then I'll show you around and let you see what we've done and what we're still doing and what still has to be started and done. So let's get to it. So one of the first things to know about our homestead was I named it Sunny Maple Homestead because of this big beautiful red maple tree that was here when we came to see the property, and the sun was setting behind it and it looked like it was on fire. Like, it was beautiful. What I should have named it was Windy Homestead, because this wind comes from over across the field just 24/7, 365. In fact, we're trying to think of where and how to utilize small wind turbines, because we would never want for electricity in our lives if that were the case. So let's get in. I lost my stick, my wizard staff for Lucifer. Ladies, how are we today, girls? Oh, yes. Oh, I have a chicken behind me. Ginger, you about tripped me. So we've added two hens. This one over here is a golden comet, and looking for the other one. Is that you? Yep. And this one over here that's getting picked on is an Easter egger, we think, we hope. Lucifer guarding, he's the gatekeeper. Hey, Sully. Sully finally caught a mouse. And didn't you? Pulling your weight finally. Hey, Sully. Come on, girls. You guys want some food? Let's go. Lucifer, you're gonna have to move. Keep going. Nope, we're not doing this. I'm not doing this today. I don't know which child of mine stole my wizard staff. They need to find it and bring it back to me. Hold on. No, no, no. No one comes in the garage. Very messy garage. All right, here we go. Let's get some feed and get you guys away from your nesting boxes. Come on. I know. There we go. That'll do it every time. As long as you don't turn your back on the rooster. Nope, Sully. I don't know why she wants in this garage so bad. All right. So, yep, water is pretty frozen. I see you guys. Let's see if we can get you thawed out on your water. See what we have in the way of eggs here. It's actually 47 degrees today, so they can get out in 1, 2, 3, 4 eggs. Yeah. So, oh, this poor little Easter egger. They're not letting her eat. We're gonna give some more. So hopefully she'll be able to get something to eat. Guys, are you okay? No, you need to fend for yourself. Okay? Go kick their butt and tell them you want food. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Who are we missing? Ruffles, of course. Ah, there you are. She's a loner. For a chicken, she's a very big loner. I'm gonna steal your water. Yeah, because I'm gonna set it out here in the sun, let it kind of defrost for me, and let's go water the cows. All right, so we're back here. Hey, Daisy girl, pretty girl. They have destroyed that hay bale, which means I need to call for more hay bales. They don't even eat it. I mean, they do eat some of it, but what they really like is to destroy it. Come here, girl. Oh, here comes Duke. Hey, buddy. Got you some fresh water. Yeah. Hi. Big baby. Hey, pretty girl. Here's Daisy. Hi, Daisy. Yeah. I know, no treats. I'm sorry. But these guys, what are we looking at? What are we looking at? You guys are very, very interested in something over there. What is it? I mean, they are... What is it? Whoa. It's enough to make Duke back up. Guys, I don't see anything. What is it? There's nothing. I don't know. What you looking at? Huh? You're okay? So, these guys, this is their winter paddock. I gave up trying to separate them. Pick your battles. So, these guys are really, really waiting for spring. Me too. Me too. But they've got feed and water and what's left of a hay bale. So we'll see if we can get another one delivered tomorrow for you guys. You'll like that, won't you? You like new hay bales, don't you? Huh? Oh, not your best side, Duke. Not your best side. But I'll see if I can put some pictures up here. These swales, which I talk about a lot because they are both a blessing and the bane of my existence. We had just torrential downpour the other day, and all of this was completely flooded up to where I'm at right now. Into like half of their paddock. Was completely flooded. The bridge over there floated away. All their feed bowls floated away. There's one back there on the bridge right now. That bridge was completely underwater. The river is basically what it turned into. This top swale here was cutting through the field into this swale. I mean, it was literally as wide as where I'm at right now. I couldn't get over here at all. I mean, it was bad. And, you know, these are just things that when you buy a home, whether it's a homestead or a suburban home in a subdivision, you just don't know about what's going to happen until you go through that season at that house. And we are currently learning that. Duke's investigating the bridge again. But we are currently learning what happens in, you know, a February in the homestead. And, you know, I knew the swales were here, obviously. Did not know that the current for these swales would be strong enough to move these railroad ties. They used to be over here. 2 of them are down here, and 1 of them is way over here at the bridge. And the current was strong. I mean, it was like whitewater rapids, and I just never would have thought to see that in like a backyard. So, you know, we live and we learn. Huh, baby girl? You pretty girl? You were really worried about something over there. You're making me kind of nervous. I really don't know what it is, but I'm thinking it's this wooden sign over here. Where's it at? I don't know. I'm on mirror vision. But my son wanted to stake, there it is, stake a claim in the garden section for his own garden. And that's the only thing I can see over there that could possibly be concerning her. Is that what it is? Is it the sign? We don't like the sign? Huh? She still has not warmed up to me a whole lot. If I have food, she does. All right. So we've got cows are watered. They've got their hay. And it's a nice sunny day, so enjoy it, guys. Chickens are taken care of. So let's go inside. I'll show you where we are with the renovations. Okay, so we're back inside, and want to show you guys what we've been able to do, what we still need to do, and what maybe didn't quite meet expectations or goals, which actually would be the whole house. I like to preface this entire thing by saying I'm glad we bought the house. I like the location. There are obviously a few things I would change, like maybe dial back the wind just a little bit, maybe dial back the water just a little bit, but this is going to be as close to the image in my head as it can be when we're done. It's just taking, at this point, twice as long to get it done as we originally estimated on a conservative estimate, and is costing a lot more to get done because of all the hidden things that we were not aware of. Let's take a look at what we actually have accomplished. So I'll put some images up of the cabinet transformation. So the cabinets were not in bad shape. They were actually pretty decent cabinets, so decided to paint them instead. And here we did the blue on the bottom and the white tops. Now these are the only upper cabinets that we're doing. On the other wall, we've got the blue bottoms. We're going to do open shelving on either side of the chimney hood. Yeah, it's still early for me, guys. But one thing I absolutely love is rose compasses. One of my favorite quotes is, "Not all who wander are lost." And so one of the themes of the house is kind of bringing that idea throughout the house in certain ways. And in the kitchen, we're focusing on the rose compasses. So these little kitchen knobs I found online. My mom was such a sweetheart. She bought these for me. And they've got the rose compass and then the black, which is really going to tie in to like the black hood, different other aspects that we're going to do. So it's just giving it that little bit of an accent. Now we'll be doing countertops that are concrete countertops. And we're gonna DIY this as we do everything just about. Also, you may have noticed the floor's not in yet. We tried, sorry, I do not have the head shape for a headband. Never have, but glasses work just as well. We tried to go through a big box store, not to name any names, to do our flooring, and they make you pay for everything up front before they even send somebody out to look at the project. So we are still in fighting with them because they came out to look at the project and basically said it can't be done. So I decided this house the original pieces of this house are much older than what we thought. And in Homestead fashion, I want really good, thick floors. We needed more insulation. We need more soundproofing. And this is not a subdivision house. And this is not a new build. So all of this, slapped together vinyl or laminate or LVP or whatever just wasn't going to work here. So we are putting in real pine wood, not tongue and groove, not flooring really. Pine slats, 8 feet long, 8 inches wide, staggered obviously, but we started those upstairs and I'll show you guys that in a minute. So that is going down throughout the house. This back here is my chalkboard wall down the length of the kitchen here. Have to have a chalkboard wall. We love our visual calendars and notes to each other and, reminders to do the chores. So let's take a look at the living room, which just got a huge transformation, really finished up yesterday. So one of the things that got added to my living room is lights. So originally, the only light in this room was the ceiling fan. It's a very big, expansive room, so to only have a ceiling fan in it really wasn't enough, especially since we're going to divide the room up. So we've got a dark ceiling, which matches the dark ceiling in all of the downstairs. This is called Up in Smoke. It's a PPG color, which I've fallen in love with. We've got the canless lights up here that our electrician put in. Love these, dimmable. And I love the fact that they're canless, so they don't have that big bulky can. They're just the LEDs. They're only about that thick, so that worked out really nice. Then we've got the nice gray that's throughout the kitchen and stuff, and then behind me we have our blue for our fireplace. Now that side and this side are going to be floor to ceiling bookshelves, and over here this is going to be firewood. So this is our firewood holder. And I just want to say that my mom and my aunt came out and did this entire room. My mom has been here almost as much as I have painting, because as I said, every little tiny piece of this house has had to be touched in one way or another, and that includes painting. And my mom is like a paint aficionado. So I just wanted to say thank you for them coming out and helping. Really appreciate it, and I'm so glad that they were able to be a part of this project, and it means a lot to me. So we've got the gray and everything in the living room. Dark ceiling matches the dining room and everything. So let's take a look real quick upstairs. And we've got the gray on the walls up here. Now the upstairs has been painted for a while, but still needs more done. So we've got the bathroom painted. We've got wood in the way. My oldest son's room, freshly painted. Every little nook and cranny in this place had to be done. Every single one. There's not a spot in this entire house that didn't need to be fixed, patched, replaced, something. So this is hubby's office. And we did the external electric on this because it's an office. And we can't really go cutting into the woodwork and stuff in here because this room used to be a porch. So they've got like, they left a bookcase here and stuff, but the thing with this whole room, as you can see, there's like this window that looks into my oldest son's room. We're gonna do a thing with that. It's another project that needs to be done, but all of these beautiful windows, like the whole length of one side of the room here, I would have loved to stolen this room from him. This would have made such a great plant room. It faces east when the sun comes up. Oh well, he needed something to call his too. So, but the thing with this room is that this room never used to be a thing. Right below us, and you can hear me echoing, I'm sorry, but right below us is the dining room and then the entryway. And the dining room and entryway used to be, we think, the original like front porch or side porch for the house. And then at some point through this house's history, someone enclosed it in and created a dining room and an entryway. And when they did that, they then put a roof on it, obviously, and created this room was a porch. And so they had a second story porch. Cool. And then somewhere along the house's journey, someone else decided to enclose this porch and make it a room. So we don't know when these things happened. So there's no idea about like what materials were used. A lot of the time in this house, there are certain aspects of it that you don't want to touch and you just want to let that one go, leave that one alone. One of those is the fireplace where the upper cabinets are in the kitchen. That fireplace was the original cooking fireplace when the house was built. It is very old. It is very crumbly in some places, and it would take a massive amount of time, energy, and money to try to fix it as a stabilizing factor or to bring it back to life. And honestly, it would not add the value to the house to do so. Not as much as it would take to restore it. So we also had to cut nice little attic access because there was no attic access in this house at all. And trust me, we looked. Let's see the flooring that I've been busting my butt for. So these are pine slats, and they are 1 inch thick, 8 inches wide, 8 feet long, most of them. Some of them are 6 feet, but we did stagger them. And what I did was I used a block and wedge. So I'm drilling down blocks. Actually, I can show you in the next room because that's where we're doing flooring now. This is my youngest son's room. And you can see we're also shimming them up because these floors, we think these are the original subfloors. They're not really material that any of us have seen that would have been like actual wood flooring. But we think they were basically being used as the subfloor. So I'm having to shim these because it's pretty significant on the bow. But what I'm doing is, actually you can see here, we're using wedges and blocks. I'm screwing down the blocks and then using a wedge and making sure that it's up against the next board as tight as possible. I'm using shims around the sides so that I have room for quarter round. But you can see the gap here. This board, I just now laid it down. I haven't attached it or anything, but we wedge them up to each other, and then we'll go over it with a manual planer. Take off any really high spots. Once they're all down, I'll come through with the belt sander and we'll sand them all down. We're trying out different stains right now. So once I decide on a stain, then we'll get the rollers and roll it on and mop it on, and then we'll poly it. So we have all of this left to do in the hallway, plus the banister needs to be put in. The small room is done with the flooring except for the quarter round, and this room is getting worked on, but all the other rooms up here still need to be done. The stairs, those blankets are down there, by the way, because we had to remove the subfloor. So that's also something that needs to be done, and we're trying to keep the cold air down. But these stairs all have to be sanded, and those are gonna have to be hand sanded. Then they'll be stained the same as the flooring. And then all of the downstairs still has flooring that needs to be laid. So, yay. We did not expect to have the flooring be this bad when we pulled up the carpet. The carpet had to go. It had only been on the floor for 2 years from the flippers, and the sellers had managed to completely destroy it and the pad. So the carpet had to be pulled up, which we knew, but we didn't expect flooring underneath of it to be quite that bad. The furnace had to be repaired twice, and that was unexpected. Because of the open floors with the subfloors being taken up and everything else, and it being winter, the furnace has been running a lot. And I actually put up a video here where we lost heat because we had just purchased a full tank of fuel and it was out, and we had to purchase another one. So 2 tanks in a month. Each one of those hits was about $600. So that was kind of a devastating blow, like to the point where I don't even want to run the furnace now. I'm scared. I'm like sticker shock scared. So that was an issue. And then obviously I still have a life outside of this house. So I have a job and I have kids, and I have another house that we still live in. So getting things done has been an issue. It's just when you buy an old farmhouse and you're like, okay, this will be great, well, blah, 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 whatever those dreams may be, we were really conservative because as a realtor and as an investor, I know what it looks like when you start tearing into a house that you don't know what's behind the walls. But this went above and beyond what I was expecting. So there's one more thing I want to show you guys. You got to go down the very steep stairs. Very steep stairs. And we haven't put the handlebar back on because we still have to move stuff up and down those stairs. So, oh, entryway. Forgot about the entryway. So we did the same in the entryway with the dark ceiling. And then we did light gray and dark gray walls just to kind of give it a little bit of a character. Everything in this house was white. White. Like, sorry, you hear the furnace? It's very loud. We think that they got some like high gloss exterior paint on clearance or something, because everything in this house was like super shiny white, almost like an enamel. And so that's been also a thing, because in some areas we've had to sand and prime the walls before we could paint, and in other areas we haven't. So it's just things that you run into. But I wanted to show you something with what's going to be our master bedroom. They had been started the transition before the sellers left, but we've kind of been using it as a and everything room. This is where I come in and I do all of my sawing for the floorboards. But I want to show you what my mother-in-law and father-in-law built for us so that we could get something done in our master bedroom. So, ooh, light's bright. We have hers and his closets built in. So this back here was supposed to be the original walk-in closet. On the other side of this is the bathroom, and eventually we will be extending that as the master bathroom. So now we have his and her closets flanking the exit door from the master bedroom. It's going to provide some additional insulation. We're going to put barn doors over here. We actually have them over there. So that way they're not swinging out and taking up any floor space. But they're pretty tall, they're pretty awesome. And I cannot wait to get started on painting this room. But you know what they say, everything gets done before the master bedroom gets done. But I wanted to show you guys this because huge shout out and thank you so much to my in-laws for this. I know it was not easy. My father-in-law loves to triple check and measure everything. And the poor man, I keep trying to explain to him that in this house, there's nothing straight, there's nothing level, there's nothing plumb, there's nothing square. So this was a challenge for him because literally all the measurements could be perfect. And when he put it up, it was wrong, it was off. Because of the walls, because of the ceiling, because of the floor. There's literally nothing straight and square in this entire house. And I think that drove him absolutely nuts. But I thank you both again because this is awesome and I cannot wait. Michael loves it, my husband. You know, we're gonna have our own separate spaces. His is bigger because he has more clothes than me. He cares way more about his appearance than I do. But this is gonna be great. And I thank you guys so much. But that is about the only thing that we've gotten done in the master bedroom. So that means that furnace is very loud. This over here is the current project. This is going to be a walk-in pantry. We just started putting kills on it last night. So that's the next build project. We're working on the kitchen still. We got to get the hood up. We've got to get the counters in. We got to get the floor done. Got to get the tile on. The dining room is also being used as kind of a break room right now. It does not have a ceiling light plugged in yet, so we got to get that done. This light needs to be switched out. The light that's going in needs to be painted. So you see how this list just keeps like racking up. This in here is going to be the wine closet, which still needs finished drywall on this side. It's at least painted though. So, you know, there's a step in the right direction. My brother came out yesterday and cut down this tree was cut down by the sellers. But then they just left like huge pieces of this tree. I mean, massive tree. I don't know if you can tell by that stump, but it was a huge tree. So he came out with a chainsaw yesterday and cut these pieces down to more manageable sizes. Also took out a tree that was right next to the corner of our house. The roots were eventually going to start affecting the foundation in the utility room where my pantry is going to be, and couldn't have that. So that tree had to go. But we are at least moving forward. There for a while, kind of felt like we were just moving backwards. And it does feel like that. When you're doing a renovation and it just gets to a point where you feel like you're never gonna move in and it's starting to lose some of its magic, you just have to remember the reasons that you got it in the first place, the reasons that you liked it in the first place. The image in your head that you loved, you just got to hold on to that, because every single day about 5 to 10, depending on what we're working with, about 5 to 10 things pop up that means that I have to compromise on something or buy something that we weren't expecting to have to buy, repair something that we thought was already repaired, replace something that we thought was good, make a decision about something that we thought wasn't going to have to be a decision. And it has been such a road so far. I am so tired every day. I am over here every single day. I come over in the mornings, do the chores. If it's a day where I can, I stay and I work on the house. But both of our children are, you know, they need me to drive them places throughout the week and things like that. So it's not every day that I get to work on it, which is making it take longer than we thought. But hopefully we can get the floors in. That'll be a huge thing. We kind of want the floors in, not done, but in before we do the countertops. And we'll start seeing something that looks a little different. Today, this is no longer white. This is blue. And, you know, I still have to build the shelves and the new mantle and all of that still needs to be done, but steps, baby steps. Thank you guys for enduring my babbling while I give you the tour of what we've accomplished, what still needs to be done. I hope that if you're in a similar situation where you're renovating a room or a whole house like we are, that you take solace in the fact that you are not alone, that if you cry yourself to sleep at night every once in a while, it's expected and it's okay. And just keep on keeping on. There's a reason you bought the house. There's a reason you started the project. And at the end of it, you know, you'll be able to live that image that's in your head right now. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you guys next time, and hopefully I'll have a lot more done to show you. Enjoy your day.